Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Greenville where the Cracker Barrel is now closed due to a kitchen fire. Fire crews were called to the restaurant chain on Southwest Greenville Boulevard just after 6 a.m. this morning. Greenville Fire and Rescue officials say staff at the restaurant put out the fire in the kitchen before the crews arrived. Now, officials say the restaurant will remain closed until a health inspector approves it to reopen. Officials say an inspector is likely coming to check in on the conditions later on today. Greenville Fire and Rescue says the cause of the fire was accidental. Now, we also want to highlight the upcoming Military Bowl football game coverage. ECU again going to be taking on Pitt, and of course we will have full coverage here on WITN. East Carolina University will represent the American Athletic Conference in the 2025 Military Bowl on December 27th against the University of Pittsburgh. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. and the game will be televised on ESPN. Now, Sports Director Dugan Lloyd will be there to cover all of the action from the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. WITN's coverage of the Military Bowl is sponsored by Waco Community Credit Union. And for those of you who are feeling lucky on this Friday, Powerball is now up to $1.5 billion. This again out of news out of Raleigh. The North Carolina Education Lottery announced that the Powerball jackpot has reached $1.5 billion. This jackpot is the 5th largest in the game's history and the 7th largest in the nation. If a lucky winner is pulled on Saturday, they have the option of the jackpot as an annuity or $689.3 million in cash. Now, Mark Michalko, the chief executive officer of the North Carolina Education Lottery, said, quote, "The great thing about Powerball is that players can still win major prizes even as the jackpot continues to grow. Of course, we would love to see a lucky North Carolinian take home the $1.5 billion prize this weekend. Good luck," end quote. Now, the odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are 1 in 292 million. Those odds, again, 1 in 292 million, but you can't win if you don't play. Now, let's talk about your weather forecast. We've got temperatures continuing to drop despite the sunny skies. Right now, this is a view through our Pirate Cam, looking at 64-degree air temperatures right now. Westerly wind coming in at 10 miles per hour. We have seen, again, other areas in eastern North Carolina certainly report some stronger winds. Dew points falling as we speak. Earlier this morning, we had dew points in the 50s and the 60s, now down into the mid-30s. That's not really going to be a big factor in your forecast, but we want to at least highlight it as we are changing air masses. So if you start sneezing a little bit more, you maybe get a little bit headachy, maybe you get a little bit more stuffed up, it is, again, could be because of our changing air masses and the rapidly changing moisture content of the air. Now, current air temperatures right now reading in the low to mid 60s across many inland areas, still hanging on to the 70s though in Oriental, Swan Quarter, and Stumpy Point. Beaufort right now sitting at 67 degrees. We've got 61 in Hatteras as well as Plymouth, 62 in Manio. Right now, the coolest spot on the map remains Roanoke Rapids, holding at 59 degrees. Now, winds out of the west-northwest tonight will continue to bring in that cooler air. It will knock air temperatures down into the low to mid-50s coming up for tomorrow. But tomorrow is really affected by tonight's winds. The day after tomorrow, coming up on Sunday, is going to be impacted by tomorrow's winds. Now, tomorrow morning, starting out with a northeasterly breeze, but it should be fairly light, 3 to 8 miles per hour. Then we get into your Saturday afternoon. What do we see? More of a southerly breeze. That's going to bring air temperatures right on back up again as we make our way into your Sunday afternoon. Low to mid-50s coming up for Saturday. Looking at low 60s coming up for Sunday, as even as we head into the early hours of your Sunday morning, we maintain that southwesterly wind flow. Zooming the picture out a little bit further, you can see we've got high pressure on the way. That will keep the sunshine intact for us through through the entirety of the weekend. There may be a passing cloud or two, but certainly nothing that's going to really adjust that mostly sunny designation. There will be a little bit of cloud cover coming in late Sunday evening into Sunday night. It's denoted by that cold front you're seeing stretched over northern Virginia across Pennsylvania, kind of Philadelphia area, even extending a little closer towards New York. Now that front is going to knock air temperatures down from Sunday into Monday. Here's a look at that drop in air temps. You'll note we go from the mid 60s on Sunday to the mid to upper 40s on Monday. So between around a 15 to 20 degree drop expected over the tail end of the weekend into the start of next week. Now we will return to above average conditions by the time we get to Christmas. But again, Monday is going to be a chilly one. We will gradually reach the mid-50s on Tuesday, low 60s on Christmas Eve, mid-60s on Christmas Day, low 70s expected by the time we hit Friday. Well, that's all we have time for today's 3 p.m. News and Weather Update. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Friday.